There's something not right here. 4-inch return, and it's not keeping up with that water flow. So God knows what's going on here. Right, so little update on the homemade sieve. I think the mesh size I'm using is a little bit too fine. It's 200 mesh, which is 0.07 of a millimetre, and it's just not letting the water pass through it enough for the flow rate that I want. So I think I'm going to get a slightly coarser mesh, because it's not say going from this straight into the moving bed. So I think I'm going to get something with a 0.25 mesh, so it'll let things up to 1/4 of a millimetre through. And then I will do an outflow from the sieve into a blue barrel with a much finer filter sock in it, so that will then filter that again and return that to the pond from the waste side, so I'm not losing a lot of water, and I'm basically filtering that down even finer. So eventually, after time, it will all pass through that very fine filter, but at a much slower rate than going through the main sieve, which will filter out the big chunks, as it were. Then I'll be able to just, it's almost like an auto clean system, I'll be able to just empty the filter sock, rinse that through, pop it back in, job done. But we'll see. I like tinkering with filters. Yeah, unlike Pondo Man, I will not be collecting that into a blue barrel and leaving it in there. It will be suspended above the discharge from the blue barrel, so that it's not actually in the water. The water passes through it and fills up the sock, but drains out and passes through, so that I don't have the water soaking in it. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that at the moment. The pond is still green. I have roach spawning. If we look over there, you'll see all the koi are enjoying caviar, where the roach have been spawning in those plants over there. They're all having a good munch on the eggs. So yeah, they'll be well fed today. I don't think the roach will be too happy, but I've got enough roach in the pond anyway from last year. So that's where we're at. As you can see, blue skies but cloudy here at Skegness. Well, just outside Skegness. The reefer's actually in Skegness and his family, so they're having a little weekend away. Judging by the Facebook, they're having a good time, and they're going to nip in on their way home tomorrow, hopefully. So from a warm but slightly windy Skeg Vegas, that's all I've got to report. I'll update you on the sieve when I get the slightly coarser mesh. Ciao guys. Oh no! Disaster. The mesh has just collapsed. Yeah, it was definitely too fine. Wasn't letting the water through. Water build up on top and rip bang. Yeah, so my hand is forced. The 1/4 mil mesh has been ordered, and we will see what happens from there. Yeah, bit of a disaster that. There you go. That's what happens when you try and push too much water through it, I suppose. But unless you try these things, you don't know. So it's now an excessive. I'm going to have to find a way of reinforcing it a bit, I think, because the amount of water that's going to be going through it, I think needs something a bit more substantial to support the mesh. But I will have a tinker with that, and we'll see what happens in the next few days. Sorry, little lad's wanting my attention now, so I'm going to go and see what he's up to. Ciao!